to another session with Easy Tech Academy. My name is Grace Olabsola Akinleye, and I am so privileged to be your host for tonight's session. So, this call is now being recorded. I believe we're going to have a very great time. If you've joined us in previous master classes, can you please signify? And if you're excited to be in another one to learn, can you please signify and let's take this ride together? Okay, Mr. Isaac, thank you. Any other person? Okay, so once again, you're welcome to Easy Tech Academy. And tonight we're going to be diving again into another interesting session from novice to data analyst. So now let's go to our about information. Let's tell you what Easy Tech Academy is about. So Easy Tech Academy is a virtual platform with the aim of making tech skill accessible to everyone. So we are just here to bring tech to you. We are here to bring tech in the simplest way possible for you to understand, for you to become a techie, in quotes. And our mission is to equip young tech enthusiasts with the skills needed to excel in the tech industry through comprehensive, flexible, and hands-on learning programs offered entirely online. And it would interest you to know that our vision is to become the leading online academy in Africa that transforms tech enthusiasts into globally recognized tech professionals by providing accessible, high quality, and practical technology training. This is what Easy Tech Academy is all about, and we are happy to have you on board. We're happy to have you in this session, and I trust that this is going to be a very smooth ride. Now down to today's session from novice to data analyst. From the theme, I believe you should be quite anxious as to what is in store for you. So today we are going to be examining the steps you need to know, the steps you need to be aware of for you to begin with, the job market insights, and then the power of technology. I believe we all know by now that tech rules the world. The world of the analog world is quite over. We are doing tech, we are doing digitalization now, and everybody has to be in tune. It will not do you so much good if you are not in line with tech in this season. So we're going to be dealing with the power of technology, and afterwards we have the question and answer session. And I trust that after this session, the training we are going to be having tonight, that you're going to have loads of questions, and our able facilitator is here to answer and help you to navigate from now till you become that data analyst. So now meet your facilitator. So today we have a very amazing person to teach us tonight, a senior data analyst in person of Mr. Salami Ayodeji. As a seasoned data analyst with a profound passion for transforming raw data into actionable insights, Ayodeji brings his years of dedicated experience in the dynamic field of data analysis. He is known for proficiency in extracting meaningful patterns from complex data sets, which has been a pivotal asset to numerous projects and initiatives. Professional background. I have earned my stripes in the realm of data analysis through a solid academic foundation and hands-on experience. Armed with a bachelor's degree from the University of Lagos, I have embarked on a journey that led to this current status as a respected data analyst. Technical expertise. I am proficient in a diverse array of analytical tools wherein I leverage my expertise in the use of Excel, Power BI, and problem solving to dissect complex data sets. I excel in data cleansing, statistical analysis, and predictive modeling, ensuring that the insights derived are not only accurate, but also actionable. If you are very much prepared for tonight's session, kindly help me make welcome with a clapping ovation our facilitator for tonight's session, Mr. Salami Ayodeji. You are welcome, sir. It's a pleasure to have you on board tonight. You can kindly unmute and proceed, sir. Thank you very much.
Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me?
Yes,
Can you
sir.
hear me? All right.
You're
Good evening.
audible.
Good
Yes,
evening.
sir.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Nice to be here. My name remains Salami Ayodeji, and I'm happy to be here once again. Here today we'll be talking about how to move from a zero level to a hero level. So I would like to share one of a kind experience with you. In the year 2020, I see myself as someone who wanted more in life, right? And I, with the help of so many things I had to put my heads into, I stumbled on data analytics, right? And ever since then, it has been a very good experience. So let me share my screen quickly while I take you through the journey. Don't mind my screen, and I believe we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun. Am I still audible? Am I still audible?
Yes, sir. You are.
Amazing. So please let me know what you can see on my screen. Let me know what you can see on my screen. Can you see my
From
screen?
novice to fully fledged data analyst. Yes.
Yeah, awesome. From novice to a fully fledged data
From
analyst.
novice.
Now, all right. So I would like to, hello, can I proceed? Hello?
Yes, you can, sir.
Can we,
Please, can we unmute our mics, other participants, please? Can we mute rather? You can proceed,
Yes.
sir.
can we mute participants for now? Then maybe when we are done, you know, we can now unmute everybody for questions and answers.
Data
Is
analyst.
it that fine? Hello?
I think you can proceed now. Seems everyone's mic is
All
on
right, good
mute.
job, good job. So from novice to a fully fledged analyst, right? So to become a data analyst, right, there are three key important things that I believe a man should have, which are a listening ear, a mind that is ready to take corrections and feedback, and a mind that can communicate effectively. I'll repeat, a listening ear, a mind that is ready to take feedback, and what someone that is ready to communicate, that has these communication skills. With these three, definitely we go a long way. So definitely you know about me already. My name is Ayodeji. I've I have numerous years of experience in data analytics, customer experience analyst, business intelligence analyst, and many more. Right? I've worked in several organizations. I intern currently with data analytics as an intern. I currently work as a senior associate quality data analyst in Florida Wave. I'm a lead and founder of Head Tech Academy, data analyst facilitator with Data Elite and many others. So let's get straight into what we have for tonight. This is the table of contents. And data is life. Data is fun. The way we move from our living room to the restroom, the way we call people, the way we interact with people, the conversations we have with people, this is or these are data, right? The way you place your object from one place to another, this is what? Data. Can anybody hear me? Can I proceed? Just a thumbs up or a thumbs down, it's fine. Are we good? All right, brilliant. So data on its own. So with this type of contents, we'll be talking about. Do you have a question? Question? Okay. So with this table of content, right, we'll be talking about. We'll be diving deeper into how to move from novice to a fully fledged data analyst, right? Which is also novice to what a data analyst, right? Now, for you to become a data analyst, you need to understand what is data itself, which I earlier explained, which is what how you move from one place to another, the piece of information you receive from here and there, right? These are what data, right?
Yes, sir.
So data is simply what an information, collection of facts details that we observe, that we measure, that we analyze to understand something very, very, very important. This is what? Data. So to explain data further, right? Think about data as a piece of puzzle, right? A piece of puzzle, then from there it becomes bigger, 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 right? From there you begin to make something very meaningful from it. It's like you saying, I have two pieces of food. From there, when the way you're sitting down, the next imagination that comes to your head is, okay, what can these two pieces of wood become for me? From this piece of wood, two pieces of wood, I can make paper, I can make a bench, I can make a pencil, I can make a chair, I can make so many things with it. That is how it grow, right? So I have right now in my front that data refers to what? Raw information that consists of basic what? Facts and figures. Now, to dive deeper, we have types of data, which are the qualitative and the quantitative. Quantitative has to do with numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to infinity, right? While qualitative is not number, it talks about text. Am I making any sense here? Talks about what? Text, right? Quantitative has to do with what? Numbers. Now, this quantitative now is divided into what? Two parts. Same as qualitative as well. So divided into what? Its own part, right? This quantitative is divided into two parts, which are the discrete and the continuous. Discrete and the continuous. And this has really made it so simple, right? When you say discrete, this has to do with things like numbers of, okay, for instance, how many are we in this group? We're like 16, right? Discrete number, right? But when we're talking about continuous data, right, this has to do with things that have to be points. Let's say, for instance, the height of, let's say, okay, let's say I'm 6'1", or I have a friend which is what, 5'7", right? So it's continuous, right? Point something, daily temperature, right? Time needed to do something, so something that has to do with point, right? Decimal, right? This is continuous. It keeps increasing altogether. So from there we move into what? Qualitative, which I said is what? Text. Take for instance, I'm going to give an example here. Um, you know, let's say for instance, on a Saturday morning, right? You have an event. Okay, for those in Lagos, Nigeria, right? You have an event in somewhere in Lekki, right? And you stay around Beja area, and you're supposed to be there before 9 a.m. and you order a ride, and you're seeing on the app, right, that the app is saying that the rider will be at your doorstep in the next 5 minutes. Altogether, right, the rider will be in your doorstep in the next 5 minutes. The driver did not now get to your doorstep until 25 minutes. Am I making any sense here? Did not get to your doorstep in the next 25 minutes. Now, when you got to your doorstep, just said, I'm sorry, and you guys began the journey. Are we good? So when you began the journey, when you got to your to the destination, the map is showing you 1 hour 3 minutes, but which you maybe want to boycott the way, or you want to get there, you want to get more money from you. You got there like after 2 hours, which led to you missing the fun part of the wedding. I'm going to ask a question to the house. I'm going to say a question to the house right now, right? If you are to rate such a driver, are you going to give the driver a 5 or a 1 star? A 5 star or a 1 star, or a 2 star, or a 3 star, a 4 star? Please drop it in the chat box, please. I'd like to see it. With the experience I just mentioned right now, right? Would you give the rider, the driver, a 1 star, a 2 star, a 3 star, or a 4 star? Amazing, Oluwaseun. I can see that you said 2 star. Good, fair enough. If I have to be the one, I will give the driver a 1 star. Why? Because one, it got to my doorstep late. Two, he also passed a longer route that led to me missing the front part of the wedding. So now, for this to happen, right, you are using the qualitative part of what? Data, to give your experience, the way you see things, the way you observe things, right, in that part, right, to rate such driver. I don't want to go too much into this, but trust me, let me break to, for the quantitative stats, we have the what? The nominal and the ordinal, right? we'll talk about that as time goes on. So if you look at this part, this bottom part of my screen here, you see that it say what's data? Data has to do with information, what you see, piece of information that you get, graphs, measurements, observation, facts, numbers, and what quantities. Quantities. I don't know. Are we making any sense here? Are we making any sense here, please? Can we continue? A thumbs down, a thumbs down, a thumbs up. Let me see. Can we continue, please? Okay, good job. So now the progression keeps going. Okay, the progression keeps going. We need to understand what is data first, type of data, and I forgot to mention, right? We have sources of data, like the primary source and secondary source. What are the primary source? Primary source, let me use, can you remember population head count? When somebody comes to your house and
Yes,
asks you,
sir.
knock, 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 who is in that house? Oh, my name is Tunji. How many people are in this house? Okay, you can see Shokpe, Taye, Femi,
Yes, sir.
the numbers of people. That means you going from one doorstep
Yes,
to another,
sir.
right? That is primary source. That is what primary source, right? You're going from one doorstep to another to do what? To fetch information. That's primary source. But when we talk about secondary source, this source, the secondary source are
Sir, you're not audible, please. We can't hear you.
can you hear me, please?
Okay, quite better now.
Okay, so I'm trying to describe sources of data, right? I mentioned earlier on that we have what the primary source and what secondary source, right? The primary source has to do with the head count. You moving from one doorstep to another to fetch data on your own, raw data. Nobody has touched it, just you. You are the first person to touch that data, right? That's the primary source. But secondary source has to do with what? The primary source, the secondary source has to do with what? The data that people had worked on before. And where did you get that from? Online, web, Excel, different places, on Google Docs, anywhere, right? Which we will also have deeper understanding on it as we move on. So is these are one of the ways, right, at which we move from, okay, let me understand what a data is all about, sources, where the data, this data came from, okay, types of this data. All right, before we now move to what is data analysis itself, data analytics. Are we together, please? Can you still hear me? Thumbs down. Can you still hear me? Sorry, thumbs up, rather. Can you still hear me? Okay, good job. So now, what is data analytics? What is data analytics? I have it here. It says the process of examining, cleaning, transforming, and modeling data to make what? Wise business decision. I'll come again. Data analytics is the process of cleaning data, examining data, transforming data, modeling that data to make what? To make wise business decision. Right? From this get-go, the way you when after you fetch data, right, you take it somewhere with different tools that we use, which I'll still mention in the addition. Akinla Grace, I can see your hands up, please.
All right, sir, please, can you help us put your slides on full screen so we can have better view?
Okay, you mean like this?
Yes, sir.
Is
Thank you
this
very
good?
much.
Is this
Yes.
fine?
Yes, it's better.
Oh,
Thank you.
proceed, please. Hello, can we proceed?
Yes, sir. You can.
All right, good job. So there are series and different kinds of types of data, right? But as a data analyst, I'm going to limit this conversation to just three. Yeah, three to these four, but we still have more, right? I mentioned earlier on that data analytics has to do with what? The process of examining data, cleaning data, transforming data, modeling data, right? To make wise business decision. Are we together? Now, there are now types of data analytics. We have the descriptive, the diagnostic, the predictive, and the prescriptive. I'll come again. I call it DDPP. We also have more, right? Which are the cognitive and many more like that, right? But those ones we use them for AI, machine learning algorithm, right? Right. So now, when we talk about the descriptive, from the word descriptive, this describes something. What happened? Oh, Tunde left the office. Why Tunde left the office? The data set he provided isn't working. What happened? Right? What happened to the data set that Tunde provided to stakeholders? You are describing an event, right? That is the first D, describing, descriptive, right? Now, the other one is what? Diagnostic, which answers to why did this thing happen? Oh, okay, so what happened? This is what happened. Okay, why did it happen in the first place? Okay, why did this event occur? Why did it happen? Now, predictive now has to do with you trying to predict what can likely happen next. I usually use this. I tell some people, I say this predictive analysis tells me sometimes I don't know, does anybody play bets here? Right? Let's say we want to play, you are playing bets and someone like Chelsea and Mayu, okay, Mayu, Chelsea and Luton Town are playing, right? When you look at this the stakes and the odds, right? Okay, Chelsea 1.5 and this one 2.5, right? The next thing in your head is, okay, if you look at the way they've been playing all together, Chelsea has more wins against Luton Town. But looking at Chelsea's current form, it is like Chelsea wins that match. I'm just looking at that to describe predictive analysis, right? In your head, you are predicting that Chelsea might win that match. What will probably happen? The outcome, you are not sure. You are not sure. You are just predicting that this is what could nearly happen, right? Then the prescriptive own has to do with what? What should we do next? What should we look at? What's okay? What are the things that the stakeholders should put together so that this thing will not happen? Are you following? Right? Are you following? Hello, can you still hear me? Are you following? Thumbs up. Are you still following? Okay.
Yes,
Good
sir.
job. Good job. Good job. So now I've explained this, right? Data analytics, process of collecting data, cleaning, analyzing data. Now, if to make this very simple for us, right? This has to do with, when I said you collected data, right? You took data from different sources, either from primary source or from secondary source. You now took it, you carried it and put it on one of the tools. Let's use Excel for an example, right? While you put it into Excel, the next thing in your head is, okay, let me look for the missing column, let me look for null value, let me look for XYZ. Oh, is this fine enough? Oh, are this code is the looking at the columns itself. Is this column well aligned? Looking at the format, data type, and like that. That is you doing what? You're trying to what? Cleaning up that data. Clean up that data. Okay. After you collected the data, now you're doing what? You're cleaning it up, right? And the next thing is what? Analyzing it. Okay, looking at this column, how many people, how many customers do we have in this location? Oh, numbers of male, numbers of female. Okay, looking at this customer trend, or looking at this, you are just trying to analyze it in your head, putting it down using different functions, different formats, different things. Pivot table, that is, you're using Excel, going into different visual, using different visual, different charts, pie charts, bar charts, line charts, looking at trends and all, right? And if you're not using Excel, you're looking at what? You're looking at what? Power BI, taking it down into the Power Query, putting it up, bring it back into the Power BI desktop, and you're trying to form your models. If you want to write that, go ahead. If you don't want to write that, yeah, fine, you're good, depending on the kind of data that you have, right? Now, the next one I have here is what? The life of a data analyst. Now I'm going to make myself as a as an example, right? And for a fact, a data analyst they work round the clock. Why is it that? Why is it that so? Is because number one, you have to create passion for what you want. I can see one hand raised here. Is do you have a question? Hello, do you have a question? Anybody want to ask a question, please? Can I proceed?
Sir, I
I
have a
think you should, sir.
question.
You can.
Sir, I have a question.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead with the question, please.
Why is it that data analysts work round the clock?
All right. Thank you very much. All right. Can you still hear me? Very beautiful question. Can you still hear me? Hello.
Yes, sir, we can.
Okay. Good job. Good job. So now, why is that? Why they work around the clock? Is because yeah, it's because they have a lot to do. A lot to do that has to do with the kind of business they work with. I'm gonna, like I said, that's why I'm gonna make this. Okay, so that is why I said I'm gonna make this particular slide an interactive one. I'm going to make myself as an example. Life as a data analyst. Now, every morning, I know that my Mondays and Tuesdays. So I know that my Mondays and Tuesdays, right, are always filled with trying to ensure that all reports are duly sent to the right team. Now, when you fetching, number one thing is that you need to know what the organization you're working for, what they want, right? As a business analyst, what I do mostly is that I collect data from different sources, right? When I mean different sources from the customer experience team, from the engineering team, bring them all together using my tool, which is the Excel or Google Sheets or even Power BI, right? When I bring them together, I ensure that I remove all the unwanted columns. And I'm talking about you removing unwanted columns by sitting down doing them in the next 1, 2, 3 minutes. No, you're doing this with spending hours, right? Clean because clean data, if your data is not clean enough, you are liable to experiencing what? Error. Altogether. So now when I say So when I say walk around the clock, right? For instance, if while they're doing that, you have somebody, um, maybe one of your friends or maybe your manager asking you, essentially questions like, okay, why is it that this agent, this social team did not meet their reports and they don't meet their performance for last week? Then you start dissecting, you start asking questions, you start using the different problem solving skill, which are the Chris DM skill, the Chris DM, which are the Pareto principles, the 8-20 principles, the 5 why techniques, right? To know why didn't this thing meet KPI for last month or for last week. I mean, okay, if you now ask yourself, why didn't they meet KPI for last month? Okay, what happened? Is it a knowledge gap? Is it a will gap? Before you finish all of that one, before you know it, your time has gone. Before you finish that one, before you say, okay, you want to, sometimes we hardly take breakfast as data analysts. Why? Because let's ensure that whatever you're presenting to the stakeholders is correct, is clean enough, and is business driven. Are we together? His business was driven, right? Sometimes you might not even have time for your phone because you have to ensure that your work is what is perfect. So by so doing, you are taking out things that are not relevant. You are showing that okay, whatever information you have using the right function, every day of my life, I use some very few functions, right? In Excel, that is in Excel though. And what are the functions? X lookup sometimes, V lookups, index match, some if, count, count A, count black, even if itself, if and, if and all those functions, I use them like day in, day out. Out of 500 functions or more that we have in Excel, I think the ones I know I can use freely in my head, I think they're about 47, 47 or 48. The rest, I still have to learn them, right? So this is the life of data analyst, right? Sometimes I stay back at work just to ensure that, okay, the report I'm sending on Tuesday morning meets deadline. Else, there'll be issue. So for you to enjoy the work you do, right, you have to know that, okay, number one, you have to create passion for the work itself. Are we good? I don't know. Am I making any sense here? Thumbs up. Okay, thank you. Brilliant. So that is just a little way. Okay, okay, okay. That is just one of the things that I do. Which is why I said I just have to just use this. You can see a clock looking at me right there, right?
Yes,
That clock
sir.
on its own, it keeps going round and round and round. Sometimes, sometimes you feel okay, you are burnout, right? Something I'm going to create. I'm going to cite an example of something that happened about some around last month. I I I began to have migraine at the office, right? I developed migraine, and I think my manager noticed, and he asked the question. He said, are you okay?" I said, "Yes, I'm okay." He said, "Okay, do you need off?" I said, I'm not. I'm no, I don't need that." He said, "Okay, I know what to do." Do you know? I went um on that Friday. He just told me, "Hey, why? I don't want to resume to office on Monday. Take Monday and Tuesday off for yourself." And I said, "Why?" He said, "Don't ask me why until Wednesday." I said, "Okay, sir." Do you know that when I resumed on Wednesday, he said, "I don't want to create a team that cannot work without you," right? And guess what he said? He said, "I have to train the people under me to be able to do what I do conveniently without any error. Else, I will be a failed leader." So another thing I want you to know tonight is for you to be a successful data analyst, you should be able to remove all the things that you know you've learned and share with other people so that you can have capacity to learn more. Altogether, capacity to do what? To learn more. So when you unbox what you have in your head and share that with people, right? By so doing, you'll be learning new things and be learning newer ways of achieving things in a very within no time. Is that okay? Let's move on. So I won't take much of our time. Responsibilities of a data analyst. I call this day in and day out as a data analyst amongst others. Data collection, which I've explained earlier on, data cleaning and processing, data analysis, data visualization. This when I say data visualization, this is when we use what different charts like bar chart, histogram, line chart, time map itself, so many others. But trust me, we have fewer ones in Excel compared to what we have in Power BI, right? I won't want to touch much on that as well. Now, let's move to benefits of becoming a data analyst. To be honest with you, there are lots of benefits. I have to stress the word lots, right? Lots of benefits of becoming a data analyst, right? One, that you have your time to yourself. I tell people my 24 hours is not enough. Coupled with some other things that to do with family, church, myself, my extended family, you know, 24 hours is not enough. As a data analyst that is successful, right? I'm not talking about the new ones that are just coming up, right? Because definitely everybody wants to earn be good, right? But as a data analyst, one of the benefits that I see, which I am a living testimony, is what the high demand and the job security. If you're living, you can become a data analyst today, and the next 6 months you're getting a new job. The next one you're getting a new job, and that progression it keeps going. It will never come down. And if you look at the job market today, data analyst is ranked, I think, third in the whole world. We're not talking about apart from cyber security and the likes, right? Data analyst is what's the third in the whole world, right? And it's not going down. No, it keeps growing up, like up, up, up. Are we together? Now, another thing is the competitive salary. I wish I can talk much about this, but I'll give you So as a data analyst, right? um, I think the flat rate for data analysts in Nigeria of today, I think it's about 200 plus. Knowing also the kind of company that you work with, right? But I won't talk too much about this particular part, right? For a data analyst, one benefit that you enjoy is competitive salary and the growth opportunity, right? Data analysts, they are well compensated, and why is because what we do is called critical thinking. We do a lot of critical thinking, which includes you trying to know where the why the X, what happened, why did this happen, what are we looking out for, and why and what should we look out for moving on. Is that okay? At least the list of salaries that I know a data analyst, an intern earns in Nigeria right now, I think it's 220,000. But for senior role, I think you should be earning about 700, 800, 900,000 now. But if you are talking about remote jobs, you should be earning about $5,000, as in just because you want to just freelance. But if you're working with a US company, right? You're talking about 25,000 either pounds or euros or dollars, depending on the country that you're working for. Now, another thing I see, another thing I'm going to mention here is the direct impact of business decision, right? As a business analyst, as a data analyst, right? The company, um, you become, okay, how can I put it? You become the eyes of the company. And how do I mean? Because you have to do two different things together. You work as data analyst and also a business intelligence analyst. All together, you work as a data analyst and a business intelligence analyst. And what I mean is that because you work with you are the one that provides this data through between that word that will still show you in this conversation, right? Also, you still be the one to dissect it, explain it. Why is this happening? Looking at this bar chart, okay, in the month of November, we had seven customer. In October, in December, we had 102. That's an increase. What happened to that increase? Start thinking about it from this angle. In November, we had 77 customers. In December, we have 102. One of the factors that we're going to look at is what? Festive period, right? Another thing I'm going to look at for is what? Location of that business. Another thing I'm going to look at for is what kind of customers are we dealing with? Another thing we're going to look at for is what the kind of engagement they're having with our representative in our company, because definitely we have liaison agents, officers in this company, right? There you start thinking. All right. So as a business analyst, the business decision is in your hand. Okay. The next one is what? Continuous learning and skill development. As a data analyst, you learning do not end. Learning keeps expanding. As a few years back, we hardly had we didn't know what's called ChatGPT in first place. But now we have ChatGPT that makes our job easy, right? Though you have to also proofread and also what you have to also proofread and know what you are asking ChatGPT to give to you, right? But years back, you would want to think about whatever you want to achieve and send it out to your business, to your stakeholders, so that they can enjoy whatever you're presenting to them. Altogether, another benefit I see, I added here is what? Opportunity for problem solving. As data analyst, you have to solve a lot of problem, which is why I put this to every man and woman in this meeting, right? For every issue that you have to find a strategic way of solving that issue. Are you the kind of person that sees problem and run away? Or are you the kind of person that sees problem and put the blame on people? Or are you the kind of person that sees problem and look for solution? I mentioned three. Choose where you are, where you fit in. For someone like me, I'm the kind of person that sees problem and find for solution. And if I can't get that solution, I ask questions. You should be able to ask questions. Break down things in bits. Are we flowing here? Are you flowing here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Good job. Good job. Now, From here,
Yes, we are following.
from here, and now as a data analyst, if you're working for a reputable company, to be honest with you, I know I have a friend here that would want to laugh at me. Companies that will give you free food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Wonderful, comprehensive insurance plan, free systems to yourself, wonderful health insurance, flexible. You have a lot of bonuses, airtime bonuses, transition bonuses, housing bonuses. I don't want to mention so much, right? Let me just leave that there. All right. Um, all right. So what else do you have now? Skills to possess as a data analyst, right? I've been mentioning this all along, like all along. For you to be a self data analyst, you have to do what? You have to do what? You have to know how to solve problem. You also have to know the domain. You have to be a domain expert. For me, I love football, but I found myself in the midst of customers. So I understand customer sentiment a lot. If you wink at me or give me a sigh, I know what is the issue. That is how I have so much grown to understanding what is happening. As a data analyst, you just know how to communicate. As a data analyst, you must know how to write, explain in a way that people will understand you. You can't just say, because you're a data analyst, you cannot. No, you should be able to understand. Okay, this is what is happening in this business. Okay, for example, I'm going to make an analysis with the team in my space. I have a lot of people under me. Yeah, so I manage about, I think, about 1,000 plus people in my company, and I am responsible for their performance. Now, something happened last month. I went on leave for 5 days. But that leave was just, I broke it into different bits, right? Before I went on leave, the team I support, they're currently on a platform, a CSAT of 91%. For of which the cutoff for that month is 85%. I'm like, oh, by the time I come back, we should be doing well, like 93, 94. But guess what, guys? When I came back on leave, this team dropped 22%. You'd be like, what happened? Right? From 92 from 91 to 2%. Can someone do the mathematics for me? That's about I think about 9% decrease, if I'm correct. Right? Oh, good, 9% decrease. The question is now, what happened? Why did this happen? I'm making any sense here? Why did it happen? Then I began to do what? To run I began to ask myself 5 whys. Okay, the first 3 weeks they were good. The last week they all they dipped. Now what happened this last week? I began to look at, okay, where did this rating come from? That's the job of the data analyst, right? Where did this rating come? Where did it come from? From this XYZ customer. Okay, what were the issue? I began to now look into the tickets that were that gave us that discharge, right? To look at what exactly happened. Now, is it a knowledge issue from the agent, or from the team that this agent engaged, or from the time at which this issue was resolved? Are you seeing the flow now? I'm no longer telling you, okay, this is what happened, and I move it. No. As a journalist, you need to understand, build it from zero to hero. All right. Are you together? So now, as a journalist, you need to do what? Understand the data as which you are working with, the team you are working for, the company you are working for as well. Then from there, you now start talking about data that you want to clean, you want to add together, want to bring together, then the function and all, right? Moving forward, average job market and salary expectations as a data analyst. Look at the team, look at what I have on my screen. Average salary yearly for a company in UK, sorry, in US, is $74,000. Can someone do the mathematics for me? With the current rate of Naira right now in Nigeria. I know you know what that means, right? Look at junior level, $62,000. Look at per hour, it's 29.81. I tell people something nice, and I'll tell you today. It is only if you don't want to achieve it, you won't have it. If you want it badly, you should go for it badly, right? As a data analyst, Nobody, as in nobody can tell you go and sit down there. No, because you know your onions. Also, it is very true that you want to learn a whole lot, and I'm going to tell you a from an honest point of view, right? We learn for you to become a data analyst successfully. For a successful data analyst, you have to learn Excel from basic to intermediary at least. Yes, advanced you can do that on your own. Power BI the same thing. SQL, Tableau. Let me tell you for a fact, many companies that I've worked for, right? That we've worked for, that I have worked for in the last 4 years, I've only used Google Sheets, Excel, and Power BI. I hardly use SQL. I hardly use Tableau. What I've been using like more day in and out. If you check my system, you see Excel, Power BI, Excel, Power BI. It is only when somebody is telling me, okay, can you please help us to write this SQL command? Then I start doing this join, left join, case when and likes all together. So I dropped this link here for you to see, the job, the salary. In fact, it's so loving. I wake up and tell people I am a proud data analyst, as in a proud one. Anywhere, any day, anytime, any day, because the impact I've made so far, speaks volume. So, what are the types of problems a data analyst confronts? This one is serious, here, and I'll be honest with you guys. Part of the issue that we have is customer behavior analysis, because you have to think and think and think and think, and before you can say and give this feedback to the team that needs it. Sales and revenue optimization, for as data analyst, your revenue keeps dipping and you don't know how to solve it or provide solution to it. That means you have failed. So you have to understand, okay, why is this? You have to understand that for every company that we own, that we are working for today, they must have what's called a return of ROI, right? Their returns must be apt, must be great, right? So every company wants to make revenue, right? They want to make money. So as we must also understand the risk and right. For instance, I have a lot of things in my portfolio, right? I work with. I work to understand. I work in data privacy team. I work with data privacy team to understand so many things. I want to bore you with so many things, right? There's a lot to know. There's a lot to learn, but there's a lot of problems. But time is not enough as data analyst. It's not enough. Tools to use as data analysts, we have Excel, definitely I mentioned that earlier. We have SQL, we have Tableau, we have Python, we have R, we have a whole of them. The Power BI. Choose the one. The trick is right, and I'll tell you today. Don't be okay. It's like you saying you have 5 apples and you keep biting each apple without finishing them. You can never be satisfied. I just have to just make the analysis right. I have 5 apples. Those 5 apples represent what the tools that I know how to use very well, right? To be honest with you, I don't know how to use R. A little about Python. When it talks about Excel, SQL, Power BI, and Tableau, I know you find me there. I can fight anybody in those aspects, right? Like from beginners to very advanced level, right? When it talks to Python, please, you won't see me because I hardly use it. So that doesn't even give me the leverage to learn. So right now, I've learned Power data analysis to a particular level. I need to progress, right? By going through data engineering, data sciences, and all, right? That is progression plan. So these are the tools that we have that we use regularly day in, day out. But pick at least 3 of them: Excel, SQL, Power BI, or Excel, SQL, Tableau. Know how to use them in and out. Learn. And I'm happy for this platform EasyTech is providing to all of you to learn extensively. And the facilitator that is in this team, I've worked with him before. I can tell you for a fact, he's skilled, as in extremely skilled in this aspect. Let me leave that as it may. So, what to do to remain relevant? Belong to a community like EasyTech. Belong to a WhatsApp group that shares knowledge every day. If anybody that anyone that is close to me knows that I belong to over 15 WhatsApp groups. different different teams, both on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on my phone, where I see nuggets, I see things that I can quickly take and consume. When I mean consume, I read through, I breeze through, I assimilate. Where you communicate, right? Is that okay? Where you communicate, right? Network. So just that says your network, your network is your net worth. That thing is very, very valid. Like it is very, very valid. Those who you work with determines how much you will have in your pocket. Focus on delivering measurable results. Don't be the kind of person that sees problem and run away. Gain certification, which I see EasyTech providing to you in this on this platform. Formal training, let them, they will teach you, they will teach you data ethics. Practice, right? Once you learn from them on your own, learn consistently. Your consistent learning will give you the leverage to be where someone like me is at this junction, right? All right. So that saying I've said a whole lot today. So what this shows what a professional dashboard should look like. You can see revenue, you can see profit, you can see all, and
Please, I can't
I
hear
think that should be
anything.
that. Can you still hear me?
Yes,
Can you still
yes.
hear me?
That's why we
All
can
right,
hear you.
thank
We
you very
can hear
much.
you.
So this is the roadmap to data analysis, right? To become a data analyst. From starting point, which is how I've come to you today, which is learning data, so types of data, source data, to learning what are the tools that we use, which includes Excel, taking you through how to input information in Excel, up and down, pivot table, conditional formatting, if function, the summary function, the count if function, and the likes. Before they say, let us move to what? Power BI. Power BI, take you to the kitchen of Power BI, which is the Power Query Editor, take you to the visualization pane, take you to everywhere. I know from there you can say, yes, I am satisfied. I think I've said a lot. Thank you for having me. My name remains Ayodeji Salami Larry.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ayodeji. Please, if you enjoyed this session, kindly say thank you to Mr. Ayodeji in the chat box and give some amazing reactions. Thank you so much, sir. It's been a privilege to share in your wealth of knowledge. Thank you very much. I believe we all are imagined as outstanding data analysts. We imagine as great data analysts, and someday you're going to be proud of us that you took us in this session and you taught us the basis for us to move from being a novice to a data analyst. Thank you very much, sir. So now, welcome back again. It's still Easy Tech, and thank you everyone for staying tuned. So, how do I start my tech journey? The first thing you need to do is to learn the skill, and thanks to our facilitator for taking us through this. And he mentioned a number of tools that you need, basic ones and the very easy ones that you can work with: Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Power BI, and SQL. So these three are very important tools that you should hold on to, learn the basics, learn the nitty-gritty of them, and be able to use them to your own advantage. So what are the job opportunities in data analysis? We have business analyst, finance analyst, sales analyst, health analyst, academic analyst, HR analyst, government analyst, and many more. Find your niche, make yourself a professional in that area that you've chosen, and be your best in that place. Ensure that you make a great mark. So the data analyst roadmap, you start from taking a course and then you move through learning the tools, and then you have projects, you boost your CV, you go for boot camps to improve yourself on that skill, and then you get a job and soar. You fly just right up into success. So Easy Tech Academy is the platform that has made this masterclass available for you. And we have our bootcamp running. We will be going on for another batch, another course will be starting very soon. And it involves 3 months of learning, 100% virtual. So you can take these classes wherever you are at the scheduled time, wherever you are, you can take these classes. You have access to assignments and tests to keep you in check. The classes are always recorded. So in case you miss out on one part of the class or you miss out on a certain information, you can always go back to watch and to get access to what you missed out on. Then the bootcamp and the LinkedIn optimization. We're here to help you grow, help you also with LinkedIn. Your LinkedIn is like that formal space. So we'll help you to optimize your LinkedIn and to make maximum use of it. And you have access to so many connections and networking. Then you get to be on a project team, or you get to have an internship to enable you use these skills. It's not just about learning, but putting it to practice, maximizing what you've learned, see it bring forth results. That's what the knowledge you've acquired, the stress, the efforts, the resources you've put into it, ensuring that it's worth everything you have done. Okay. So thank you very much, everyone. Okay. Never going to forget this. We have testimonies from people that have passed through Easy Tech Academies. We are from Manasseh. We are from Owolabi Damilola. We are from Adeniyi Adejoke. And the sincere truth is that I would be very happy to have your own testimonies coming on board as soon as possible. That you didn't have an experience with data analysis, but after taking up the course, after joining the bootcamp, after the internship, that you have become a successful data analyst. Would like to have your testimonies being displayed right here for others to see, to be motivated, and to take up the challenge. So now, join the next cohort, which starts on the 25th of October 2024, and it's coming up with a 50% discount for the first 10 students. So instead of paying 100,000 naira, you'd be paying 50,000 naira. And you can see the account details at the right side of your screen. We are calling you to just join this cohort and learn more. Let's take it up from where our facilitator stops tonight. You can check the chat box for more details, reach out to the contacts there or reach out to the admin. And I believe that all of us here are on the WhatsApp data community. So you should keep on checking the community for better information and just keep you updated with things about data analysis, with things about Easy Tech academics as we are growing and as we are transforming. Thank you very much. It's been a privilege having you up until this time. Thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for joining us. To everyone present, thank you, thank you, thank you. Awande, Ayomide Chijoke, Ferrari, Leadi Mayowa, everybody, Lusokun, Isaac, Pearl, Priscilla, a very big thank you to you all. It's nice having you on this session. And we trust that would have you making inquiry and joining us for the bootcamp, and would have you always when we have another session of the masterclass. Yes, you can have the recorded version. As long as you're on the WhatsApp group, the information and the link will be made available for you so you can access it and improve in that knowledge and then take it up from there. Thank you very much. From Easy Technologies, we are happy. We are grateful for you. Thank you. Till we meet again, do enjoy your weekend and have a great week ahead. Bye for now.